Hi, Bill. So thank you so much for joining me today. I appreciate you coming over to talk about your job search.
Oh yeah, thanks, Jabril. I'm not sure exactly what you guys have to offer or what I want to do yet, but I'm excited to learn about MassHire and their services.
Awesome. Great. Well, let's start at the beginning. I can kind of tell you about how you become a member with us. Okay, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to show you some online things that you can do from home or here if you want, and just becoming a MassHire member and working with us. Okay,
Sounds good.
so bear with me 1 second, my friend, while I get this going. All right. So here we have, if you can see my screen,
Yes, thank you.
awesome. This is the MassHire Job Quest page. Okay, so Job Quest is our online job search engine where we, work with employers to post jobs, and it has job postings from all types of job banks, whether it's Indeed, Monster, ZipRecruiter, but it also helps you just kind of plan your career plan to get you back to work. There's a lot of different resources here on the website that kind of just tell you about the MassHire services, like connecting with a career coach like you're doing right now,
Okay.
right? Working on a career action plan, even accessing our workshops that are held here in the Career Center or virtually through WebEx if you need to join. Joining a Career Center seminar as well, which it sounds like you just did. You completed your seminar,
Yes.
and now you're working with me. But we can do a lot of different things here to kind of help you figure out your next steps, right? And so you mentioned that you're not even really sure what you want to do.
Yeah, I've had a few kind of like hourly jobs and different, retail, manufacturing, but never really, kind of stuck with anything and haven't really found what I'm passionate about. So I'm
Okay.
definitely looking for some direction.
Okay, fantastic. So we have an online tool that we use. Okay, it's called ONET Online. And I would recommend that you go and you visit this website. From here, they tell you about a lot of different things about labor market information,
Okay.
right? Which is basically, more details about different industries that are in our area and whether they're growing or declining in some cases, right? If there's a demand for certain skill sets out there. So it just kind of shows you what the world of work is looking for in job seekers, right? And the different career opportunities that are out there for you. That's like labor market in a nutshell.
Okay.
But here you have this other option right here. You can look for jobs directly if you want, if you know what you want. For instance, like the occupation keyword search, you can look up, for instance, that dental assistant. That's the prompt here. But you sound like you don't really know exactly what you want. So right here they
Yeah.
have an interest profiler, and then this other website called My Next Move. So I would recommend that you go to My Next Move. And then, if you kind of have a general idea, like if you like working with your hands, you can kind of put different things in here, search careers with keywords, like construction or something like that, or law enforcement if that's what you're interested in, or whatever it might be, just as examples. Or you can browse careers more by specific industries if it's like manufacturing. But if you really don't know, you can click the I'm not really sure button. And this is like an online assessment and interest profiler. It asks you questions like, would you rather build a cabinet, or would you rather do data entry, or would you rather take a nice walk in the woods, or would you rather read a book, things like that.
Okay.
And it kind of matches your personality and like what you like to do to careers that might be of interest to you. And then it tells you about the different qualifications that you would need to get into these different career paths and the types of trainings that might be available for you. Okay, so that's like one thing that I would recommend. So would you be interested in doing that at some point?
Yeah, that sounds great.
Okay, cool. When you do that, and it maybe recommends some type of career track that you could take in different, industries that you might be interested in, you can research those industries with more depth. Okay, so there's this other tool here that you might want to use. This is called MassCIS, the Career Information System. If you were to just click, Massachusetts resident and adult, for instance, right? You are an adult.
Yep.
And you put in your location, or in Worcester, or Ronco, where the heck is that? All right, Worcester. Never heard of that either. Let's see, I guess you need a zip code. You can log in and then you can start again doing assessments here. Same kind of thing, interest profilers, right? Do more occupation search. But then, as well as just kind of learn more about different industries. You can also find training programs and education as well. But this is just another labor market tool that can kind of help you find information on the labor market. If that one doesn't suit your fancy, we have some other websites that we go on. Like for instance, we use Lightcast. It's formerly known as Burning Glass.
Okay.
You may have heard of Burning Glass.
I have heard of Burning Glass.
Okay, cool. So we use Lightcast, and this is like kind of like bigger snapshots too of like entire like geographic regions. I can look at like industry trends. So you and I can like sit down and kind of see like, what does a certain position pay on average in our area? Is it growing or declining, right? These are kind of, again, those labor market information data points that you'd want to go and look into to see if, the career path that you want to go down has a bright future for you, right?
Sure,
A
makes
job,
sense.
yeah, a job that's going to provide you gainful employment and livable wages, as well as have growth. And that's going to be around for a long time, right? You don't want to take a job that's in a declining industry because then you'll be back here again in a year or so, right?
Right, I got you.
Yeah. So you want to have something with some longevity. Again, if you want more data, there's the U.S. Bureau of Labor Statistics page. That's compiled on a more, again, national level, perhaps, but you can still kind of narrow it down to just like our area as well. So imagine, you've created now a kind of an interest, right? And you've learned about an industry that you might want to get into.
Okay.
Right. I'm assuming that you mentioned you were doing entry level positions. Do you have like any credentials or training or formal education?
Well, so that's the thing. I completed high school, but have no formal training. So whatever career I pick, I probably would need some certifications or training related to that. So
Sure.
is that something that I can also do at MassHire?
Yes, yeah, for sure. So if you're underemployed or a dislocated worker, we have some opportunities for you through federal grant funding called our WIOA, which is short for Workforce Innovation Opportunity Act, dislocated worker program and the adult program. So we can give you up to about $8,000 to go back to training or go to training and get a skill so that you can get, marketable skills to be competitive in the workforce when you're applying for jobs, right? Get something that's desirable or needed. So whether that's skills, experience, or a credential or a license, we can probably send you out for that. But there's also, those are in-person trainings if you wanted. There's some online trainings as well that you can do, and not necessarily with training providers, but more online tools. So there's Allison AI. This is an online tool that some folks go and, you can do a lot of different kind of IT type training if that's something that you're interested in. I don't know if you're interested in computers, but there's a lot of different things. Yeah, there's a lot of different things that you can look at here. You just kind of discover different careers that are out there: health science, finance, IT, education, training. I mean, these are all different kind of online modules and courses that you can take with certificates. So everything, sales, there's a whole bunch of stuff that you could take on there. Okay. And through MassHire, you have free access to that.
Nice.
Yeah. So let's see what else we have. You bear with me 1 second. So there's also, again, if you really are into computers, there's Grow with Google. That's another partnership that we have. We can enroll you with the Grow with Google program. We have scholarships, so you can learn about, again, a lot of IT different things, web development, website management, computer software programs, things like that.
Cool.
There's also Coursera, kind of similar to Allison AI. It just has a variety of different courses that you could take online that we can connect you with. Again, we would enroll you in that, and that would be a free license for you. But if you, not interested in those things, you can go to our MassHire website.
Okay.
And here you can fill out this page. It's called our training and education page. And this form here is called our training interest questionnaire. You just put in all your information. Okay. And these are all the kind of things that we need to know in terms of like determining your eligibility for the grants. and then you just hit submit. This will go directly to a career counselor. It's
Okay.
more focused on just supporting your training, and your career plan regarding your training, and they can help you kind of pick a training that would work for you. Okay.
Sounds good.
Yeah. So then once you're done with that training, right, you'd probably be, if that's what you want to do, then you probably want to start looking for jobs after that, right?
Yes, I
Or,
would.
or even if you want to start looking for jobs now. So, for entry level jobs in particular, but for all different types of jobs, there's this great website and app that we have a relationship with. It's called JobGet. So they do have an online page as well as an app that you can download on your phone called the JobGet app. And they have just a lot of entry level positions, but really just jobs that you can apply to kind of quickly and expedited hiring process. Employers on the other end are also using this app to post their jobs. You can apply directly through the app. You can interview through the app and do like a whole bunch of things.
Oh,
So
okay.
you'd be in touch with a lot of employers because MassHire has been marketing this to employers for about a year and a half now. We've really been sharing it with all of our employers and giving them free access to it through our relationship with JobGet. So
Okay.
you're getting a lot more Worcester-based employers on that.
Oh, that's great. It might be something to help pull me over while I do my training
Right.
until I find another career. So,
Exactly. Yeah, and they do have some career positions, but as you can see, it's mostly like entry level type things.
okay, that's fine.
But it's a good opportunity. Another opportunity to apply to entry level type positions, and this is something we're rolling out soon, but it's our Apply for Jobs Now page. So this will be on the MassHire homepage, or we're going to have a button that'll just say something like, interested in jobs now, like, or do you need a job right now, or something like that. You just be able to click it, and we're going to have like a list of all the different employers, like maybe about like 10 or so, that are hiring with immediate needs in the Worcester area.
Okay.
So we've done different iterations of this over the past year or so, but this is just an opportunity for you as a job seeker, right? If you need like a job immediately, fill out your information here, right? Upload your resume if you have one. Do you have a resume?
I do not at this
Okay,
time.
all
I need
right.
some help with
All
that.
right, I'll show you how to do that too. But then you can, if you don't have a resume, you can just put in a professional summary of what you have done. And then just kind of select the different employers you want to apply to, and they'll reach out to you directly after that.
Okay.
And they can
Great.
help you with, getting an interview or anything. So it's basically one page, one application, a short form application that'll go to multiple employers in the region,
Okay.
or just the Worcester area. I don't know of any other way to do that right now where you can apply to like 10 employers in one.
Yeah, I've
But
never heard of anything like this.
yeah,
Sounds really great.
so that's kind of new for us. We've been developing it for about a year. That's how complicated this is, that it took about a year to develop.
Wow.
Yeah, right. I know. So let me go to our website because I can show you to other software that you could be using. Spare moments, 1 second. So under our job seeker page, right, it would talk about job search, our training and education that we mentioned. But under the resource library, there's going to be a lot of different things there for you. And it's going to mention a lot of the things I already talked about, the labor market research tools, some of these training tools, things like that. It mentions too that we have a resource room here at MassHire that has computers with internet access, copiers, fax machines, all that stuff. If you need all that.
Oh, great.
Yeah.
That's good to know because I actually do not have access to a computer at this time.
All right.
Okay. I was wondering, is there any way, like, if I can't make it in here, that I could also have access to be able to complete my training online or anything along those lines?
Yeah. So do you have a computer at home?
I do not at this time.
Okay. So right now through the state of Massachusetts, there's a program called the Mass Internet Connect program. And essentially what we would be able to do is we would be able to say that you're unemployed and that you're looking for work and that you're working with MassHire and you have a career plan.
Okay.
I can put that into our database, and then the state will put you on a waiting list. I think it's maybe like a week or two to get a Chromebook sent to your house. So as long as we have a valid mailing address for you, we have your consent to share it with like UPS or FedEx, whoever the delivery provider is, we can send you a laptop to your house and that's yours for free.
For me to keep?
For you to keep. That's it. That's yours.
Wow,
Pretty incredible, right?
that's a really cool program.
Yeah, because we're trying to get people online to, help with their job search and everything else and be able to access our services.
Okay,
So yeah,
I'll
so
definitely sign up for that.
okay, awesome. So I found the right page for our resources too. So besides, our resource room here, you have access to computers and we can sign you up for the MIC program, Mass Internet Connect. But there's all these different websites, different things that we use here for job searching. I mean, look at how many different pages there are for you to go job search. Again, I mentioned, labor market researching or career research, all these different resources here that are available to you. Resume help is what you mentioned too. This is what kind of brought us to this page. So here are all these free resume builders that you could use to actually build a resume. But, to be honest, I can help you with that too. We're certified professional resume writers here, so I can help you.
Great.
But, you might be able to go on your own and create this and just as a draft. I mean, also through JobQuest, you can build a resume yourself too through your profile. So as long as you're creating a profile, you'd be able to do that. I should mention too that through JobQuest, there's this other portal called Torque. And I was inactive, so it's going to make me log in again. Apologies.
No problem.
You have all the time in the world, right?
I'm unemployed, so sure.
Yeah. So you'd be able to go in to Torque and kind of do similar stuff, create like a profile with your skills and experience, and it can kind of show you career paths that you might be able to take. Okay, and different things like that. So that's another really great tool. I like Torque because it's interactive. To me,
Okay.
I think it's kind of fun. So you would be able to also build your resume through these websites and have like online profiles, which I like highly recommend too.
Okay.
All right. So we talked about labor market research. We talked about like applying right now. I guess, I should probably also mention too that we have in-person and virtual recruitment events. So virtual recruitment events take place on this website called Premier Virtual. So for instance, we have a job fair coming up in December. So all you'd have to do is just register for this event online, create an online profile. You can upload like a headshot, resume if you want. And then during the event, there's about 50 or so employers from the area that are hiring right now.
Okay.
You can live message them, instant chat, video, interview with them. They can look at your profile, you can look at their jobs, all these different things. So that's a really great opportunity.
Sure.
Okay.
Thank you.
Yeah, and then even we have in-person job fairs, and it's so easy to register for. You just show up, right, the day of,
Okay.
and we usually have these big posters up there, which you can see, and there's a QR code that we have. So you know QR codes a little bit?
Yes. I just have to use my smartphone camera and scan it, I believe.
Yes, exactly. So you just open up your camera on your smartphone, you just aim at this and scan it. Click the link and it'll bring you to an online page similar to our training interest questionnaire form or the apply for jobs now page.
Okay.
It's a contact form. You just fill that out and you're registered and you get to walk right in. So you don't even need to talk to us or anything like that. And we don't have to deal with paperwork or anything. You just click the button and you're in. And we typically give you like a nicely MassHire bag with some merch and other things like that too when you come. So
Oh, that sounds great. Really convenient.
yeah. So those are the in-person events, and we do those on a monthly basis as well. But
Awesome.
you're probably curious about how you would find out about all these other things.
I was about
too,
to
right?
ask you, it seems like there's a lot going on, and
Yeah.
so I would certainly want to be informed of when these things are happening.
Sure. Okay. So because you're a MassHire member, you automatically get put on our mailing list,
Okay.
right? We have your contact information. So we use Constant Contact, which is an online platform that basically helps you make email marketing campaigns. And so, for instance, here's an example of something that we recently set out. It's not the prettiest thing, but at the same time, it's just the basic information. We have a newsletter that looks like a lot more, glitzy, I guess, and glamorous, you'd say,
That's
with
okay.
pictures and
I
things.
just need the information.
Right. Yeah. Sometimes people just need the information, right? So again, this is marketing our virtual job fair that's taking place on the 15th. All you'd have to do is click that register now button, and that would bring you back to the to the event, that online registration page. You know, we list the employers and the instructions and everything like that. We send these out, you know, 2-3 weeks out before the event, and we send it out a couple times to people who don't open it right away.
Okay. That's good.
So you'd get at least 1 or 2 of these emails just in case you miss them. Another thing that we do is we text people. So we use this message media platform, which allows me to send you a direct text message to alert you about different events or other things, or an appointment or
Okay.
anything like that, or workshops. So if you sign up for a workshop with us, we send out text reminders sometimes like, hey, your workshop is tomorrow. So just so you
Okay,
don't
that's
forget.
good. Since I won't always be at my computer, it's nice to know that's available on my phone.
Right. So, whoops. I'll put it just to demonstrate it. I can just quickly put in my phone number. Right. And I'll just put in message. Hello. Just kind of show you what that looks like. If I hit send now, message is on the way. And it just popped up on my phone right there. Hello.
Oh, that's cool.
Hello. And that's it. So it's pretty instant. We send that out to thousands of people every month, all types of messages.
Great.
Yeah. Other things I'd recommend. So like if you go through this whole process with us and we send you to training and you're ready to get a job and you have a new updated resume and you're ready to rock and roll, you might want to go on LinkedIn and create a profile there. And you could do that right now as well, because as you can see, some of our folks from the MassHire Workforce Board even are promoting different training opportunities and things like that, right? So this is a good place to connect with employers and other folks. You know, it's social media essentially, but basically in a professional context. So there are job postings here, you know, different people that you can connect to, hiring managers, etc. But, you know, I'd recommend that you create a profile on this page.
Okay.
Yeah.
And if I'm unfamiliar with LinkedIn, how would I go about getting familiar with it or getting better at using it?
Sure. So we actually have workshops too. I mentioned our workshops. We have a workshop on LinkedIn.
Oh, great.
So that you can learn how to use the platform.
Okay.
There's this really nice guy named Bill as well, who actually does that workshop. And so you'll be able to sit with him and he can show you how to use it. You know, and again, a lot of our workshops and different, you know, software that we have, you know, is guided towards like teaching you about computer basics. So in our resource room, we have this program called Professor Teaches. It
Okay.
teaches you the computer basics. You know, there's also websites like gcflearnfree.org where you could do self-paced computer learning at home.
All right. That's great because I was hoping to update or my skills in Excel and some other computer programs. So
Yeah.
that sounds great.
You can do that here with us or at home, and we can register you for those programs. And you know, there's a lot of different workshops here that just help you explore your career pathways as well as just update your job seeking skills and things like that. So,
Okay.
so no worries with that. All right. So yeah, that's kind of a huge overview, I guess, of like maybe a condensed overview of all the different things that we have to offer. And it sounds like, you know, you're on maybe some kind of a career path and maybe what you know how to figure out what you want to be doing at this point.
Yeah, no, thank you so much. This is so much great information, and I feel a lot more confident in being able to figure out what I want to do with my life now. And so thank you so much, and I look forward to utilizing all of your services.
Awesome. Thank you. Thanks for coming, Bill.
Thanks, Bill.